Welcome back to the X Podcast. I'm sitting here with Mr. Tim Moore.
The More and More podcast,
The
more or less.
former Putin Table was reading an article before this about a most recent attack on Russia from Ukraine, where they it's actually kind of brilliant. They have their own version of the KGB, where it's like the SBU and Ukraine. They had these fresh, like these innovative, weirdly shaped drones, and they put them together in this fabricated cabins, like they were supposed to be portable, and worked with corrupt Russian officials to say, hey, we want to just ship some goods across, and they're portable cabins. But really, inside the portable cabins were like sunbeams and all these crazy things, like not sunbeams, but
sunbeams,
like solar panels that actually gave them like radio
power
connectivity back to Ukraine, and so they knew where they were and all that. So, anyways, once they were all across the border, and they tell this whole crazy harrowing story about how they almost got caught, but once they were all across the border and had shipped these quote unquote fake like cabins across the border, in the middle of the night, the roof came off and
then
drones went, and they were able to remote control back from Ukraine to go and hit like dozens and dozens of Russian warplanes.
That's crazy. Yeah. The technology that we have today, warfare is different in the future.
Nuts. I could not sleep last night, so I was watching a John Oliver special on FIFA and how corrupt FIFA is, and how it's pretty much like the cartel, and how it reminds me of this. The president was sitting by bin Salman from Saudi Arabia and Putin on the right. It's just like,
and received an award.
Yeah.
A FIFA Peace Award.
Do
you remember Donald Trump? Yeah,
yes.
That's what I thought you meant by president.
No, I meant the president of FIFA.
I saw that. Forget the Nobel Peace Prize. You get the FIFA.
And then he was the first president ever to give a speech to the Kennedy. Was it the Kennedy Institute or whatever?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Anyways.
It's been an interesting year.
It's
and we're
January.
Into a new year. And so Happy New Year. We didn't even get to say that.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2026 to you. And how was your New Year's?
It's so great. You brought a glass of champagne?
Yeah, I don't have it with me, but
you didn't. Okay, no. Yep. No, but Happy New Year's.
Yeah.
It's not really, but
it is. Why are you saying that?
Sorry.
Today is January 2nd, and everybody is like, we're off, and we just celebrated the Buckeyes winning their first bowl game. Their first playoff game, which was awesome. What a victory they had. It was so good.
Absolutely. Wait, if we're in an illusionary January, that also means something else has happened. It means not only did we already have our Christmas experiences, but it means that someone turned, I don't know, a pretty epic milestone birthday.
45.
Yeah.
What is President Trump? What president is he? 47?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Is that
47
before God? Is that?
Yeah, 47.
On God? Is it?
What is it? On God.
I've never used that before.
On God. Oh, that's so funny. Is this weird? We are pre-recording this. Just the FYI.
We are pre-recording.
It's a little bit of the break, we are at the end of the year. We're pre-recording this. So I just needed to say this in case the Buckeyes lost, and I just celebrated a win. I was saying that in faith.
Yeah, you're saying
that they're going to win their first game. Assuming that they did. Mm-hmm. So go Buckeyes, and it's New Year's, but this will come out New Year's January 2nd.
But hold on a second.
But what?
Can we talk about this? What?
Talk about what?
What?
Christmas was
milestone
amazing.
birthday are you celebrating?
I don't know.
You want to talk about it?
No. I don't like to talk about birthdays.
This is a big one.
It's not a big one. It's just like one of all the others.
It is
one of all the other ones, and you just have to,
Yeah.
I keep an illusion with my birthday that no one knows.
It's weird.
You can't actually tell them which one. That's the thing.
Right,
it's kind of like this running joke.
I won't tell which one. You don't look like the one you're turning.
No, I look good for 47. I agree.
Okay, well.
What number President Trump is? 47?
47. Okay. One of the things that we've usually done is towards the end of the year, usually more in, one that will come out in December just talked about the year, the power of reflection. Especially, oh my gosh, I feel like 2020 and 2021, we just had long, therapeutic conversations about reflection. But, you know, it is fun at least to celebrate the milestones of the year. By the time this comes out, we'll probably have had an end of the year devotional that we released as a church, and
on the 28th.
On the 28th.
On the 28th.
And so one of the things that may or may not be in there, I was thinking about yesterday, preparing some thoughts for it, is the whole idea of, you know, everybody posts this time of year, you're Wrapped from Spotify. You're Spotify Wrapped.
Yep.
And for years now, because I'm weird and nostalgic, I create my own Wrapped Russ Moore Spotify Wrapped in my iNotes, which is my highlights of the year. I've done it every year for as long as I can remember.
That's a great thing to have.
You know?
I have to go back and watch our podcast to get them.
You do.
What happened that year? I don't remember.
And I usually write down like 20 or 30 things. Wow. Like, these are my top moments.
That's great.
It's either like, sometimes it's very like specific moments that just I remember that stood out, or it's, you know, this was what I felt like was a big achievement this year. Yeah. This was the vacation. This was, you know, this highlight of the church, whatever.
It's your version of a gratitude journal.
Yes.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. So let's start church. I feel like we had some kind of conversation around this the other day, but, you know, when you think about this past year, what are some highlights from the life of our church, ex-church, that stands out to you? It could be a season, or it could be a series. Yeah. Could be a specific event, day. It could be just like, hey, it could be an intangible. I feel like this shifted this year. This was special.
I'm going to use my phone a little bit so I can look up a few things.
While you do, I'll say a couple. I think I said this when we talked the other day.
I know what you're going to say.
I don't know where we were. Was it staff retreat?
How we began it.
Yeah, it was Awaken.
Yeah.
Was like, it was at a staff rally. But Awaken, we always begin 21 days prayer and fasting, but we capped that off with 3 nights of revival nights, Awaken. They were just really, really special.
Yep.
We really honestly saw some miraculous things happen in some of our friends' lives.
We did.
And
we saw some pretty incredible things.
Each night was amazing, and it was just a great, great way to kick off the year. And it was coming out of, it's crazy because this feels like 5 years ago, but last year was like my Nazarite year.
Yeah,
2024.
It was.
But that was pretty epic. XYC, I always love being a part of that. Our youth camp
that was probably
year.
One of my highlight moments.
Yeah, it was
for
so
me.
special.
Believe it or not, I actually think because I missed it when we were. What were we doing? Was it staff going around? It was what staff rally. We said, what was one of the big moments that you're thankful for this past year? And I was reflecting because I said a few different things, and then some people were saying, I was like, oh, I remember the night I was at youth camp. That was a pretty epic night. Like, I just seeing the hunger in the young people. I mean,
yeah,
dude, it lasted like 2.5 hours long. Not the full, but just like people were still praying and crying, and I mean, I just it kind of brought me back to probably some moments in youth that I experienced a little bit, you know. But that was like was honestly one of the craziest moments. If you want to just say ministry, like spiritual moments, was with our youth.
Yeah.
I won't forget that. That probably won't be one of the top highlights from this last year.
And I spoke the night before you, and
you primed the pump.
Well, no, I was just gonna say I felt the same thing. Like when the students were just hungry. Yeah. When I left, it was like I had to leave, but at 10 o'clock, I mean, students were still just praying and crying, and it was and you know what's really cool? I don't know if you know this, you know, but one of the things they've been praying and always looking at, how do we do this in an organic way that we believe God wants to grow our youth ministry, but attendance
I saw
has almost doubled and stayed the same since youth camp in the summer. I mean, because a lot of times you have those camps, you have a high and then a dip, and you know everybody. But that actually was literally like a catalyst moment, shifting moment. For youth ministry,
pretty incredible,
so special. I mean, part of this, I'm sure, is go ahead.
No, I just some of the series that I enjoyed, or part of it. One of them I probably preached a few of them in there, but I was just pleasantly surprised by how much our series Truly Happy through the Sermon on the Mount really just seemed to grab hold in our church.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just something
so long ago.
There was just something about it that it felt really like, I don't know why, but it just seemed like it just sat so well with our church that people really engaged, and we kind of more of an expository type approach for the most part through the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5-7. Different people speak in different parts of it. I just thought that one was a really that and I also, just because I love this, but probably the series Questioning God was one of my favorites. I always enjoy that type of leaning into those really hard questions and apologetics a little bit, and some just, you know, that's an area that I always love and I'm passionate about. So those are probably some of my favorite moments from the year. I would say from a speaking standpoint / what we did in communication and.
Well, this has got to, maybe this will be a great segue into the personal highlights, but one of your speaking series was
Don't Wing It.
Don't Wing It.
Talking about
your book
came out. Book released this year. That's just a major. It is a major milestone. It's also a major relief. When you have something, you know what it's like. When you have something that you're just working toward, and releasing it and putting it out there, and so that was a great accomplishment.
Yeah,
I guess I would say it's an accomplishment.
Yeah,
it really
huge.
is.
Huge.
It's not even like, I think for us, and you know, having written a couple books, it's not the writing piece that is as much the accomplishment, I think, after the first, as much as just releasing a book is an accomplishment. Especially if you self-publish.
Yep.
It's a major accomplishment. And it is a major endeavor.
It's,
major endeavor. So that was, so it was great to be able to kind of put that out there finally. And you know, I've been working on that for most of the year.
The church loved it, and you got to take the message a lot of really cool places. Yeah, give me 6 or 7 highlights of the year for you, personally.
Wow. I got to do a lot of traveling this year.
You traveled more than I've ever seen you.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You're complaining about it.
I was complaining about it. I mean, I had just when this comes out, but about a month before that, I had 3 weeks in a row that I was traveling different places. Houston, Tennessee, Dallas. I went to Houston, Tennessee. What was the order? Houston, Tennessee, and Dallas, 3 weeks in a row. That was a little much. Exhausting. I don't like traveling that much, but a lot of them were fun trips. I mean, beginning of the year.
Belonging Co. as a staff was
we went
amazing.
to Belonging Co. I forgot about that one too. Got to go to. I was probably on the West Coast probably 3 or 4 times this year, maybe 4 times this year. Once for a conference, once to speak at Mosaic, which I think was just a huge moment. It was a lot of fun, and just enjoy the connection and enjoy them. And Erwin McManus and his wife Kim were just so hospitable, you know, from when we got to visit with them. So that was really good. Going to Houston and speaking at Friends Church down in Houston was just, you know, a special opportunity. And, you know, we did some other traveling as well, with the family. Did 2 kind of trips with the family. One was a beach type trip, and one of them was taking our kids and Cohen to Disney. So for a few days, and that was a lot of fun.
I bet that was crazy.
It is. It's like, and we're gonna do it again. My wife is obsessed with Disney, but then you add to it having a grandson. She's gonna make sure he goes often. And what's funny is I tell her this. She was like, "Well, yeah, but we have to take him again and again because he's free until he's 3." I said, "But we're not." It's like he might be free, but all the rest of the trip, we're not free. But it's like, we got to take him again. So that's kind of the kids' Christmas gift. Primary gift was a ticket and whatever. And so we're going to take them. So it was probably, for me, it felt like a year of travel.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I don't want to discredit it. It was great. We got to have a lot of fun. There was some work stuff and other things, but it was great.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But I'm also glad to be home.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
What about you? I don't know, man. You said 6 or 7 personal highlights. Oh, I got a car.
You did get a car.
I got a car. Because,
don't be vague. What is it?
Screen is flashing.
Come on.
I got a Tesla.
Yeah, you did.
Because I got in a wreck and totaled my other car. So, you know, it was an unexpected thing, but I really enjoy it. And so I've been a Tesla fan since probably 2012. I actually had a reservation put in, I think, in 2013. There you go. Just go cut back and forth between the close shots, Lydia, because I don't know what's going on with the screen. It's acting up, so we'll just keep the wide ones out. But yeah, so that was really cool.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many other great moments. I don't know. It's hard to kind of measure them all, I guess. Those are probably some pretty good highlights. The book, traveling and speaking. Going on some trips, getting a Tesla. That's a good.
Come on,
that's a good year. When you say it like that,
that's a solid year.
It sounds like it was a pretty good year.
That's a solid year.
When you say it like that, What about you? What? I know you have a list.
So
you're prepared for these things.
Yes, I have a list. I traveled and preached for Craig Rochelle.
Nice.
Back in July. I'm just kidding.
That'd be awesome.
No, just kidding. No, I also got to go to the West Coast a couple times. Probably for the first time ever, less than you. I feel like I went. I don't remember, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Both the coasts, and I got to go to Greenville, which is always great, in Atlanta. But obviously, one of the highlights getting to cheer you on at Mosaic, so special, and last minute for my sister and niece to get to come.
Oh, that was fun to see them.
That was so cool, and just to hang out and you showing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't mean to cut you
You're
off.
good.
I just it made me remember something about that trip. That also made me think about Tesla. The Tesla diner, the food was awesome. By the way,
So
we
good.
need one of those here.
So good.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and it was fun. This was one of those moments. I felt like, usually you're grandfather to me. But I got to have the reverse moment. I got to ride in the back as you showed Todd and Misha all the places I showed you.
Yeah.
In LA.
We drove them all over the place.
Venice, Malibu, Santa Monica was so fun. Let's see what else. Okay. Got to run my first half marathon.
Yes, you did this.
That was
crushed it too.
Whole lot of fun.
That can be fun.
I loved it. Sabbatical. So grateful for that.
That was this year.
Flew by.
Yeah.
It was during a crazy time.
Yep.
But got to spend a few weeks in Greenville. Got to end it by going to LA, and of course, in the middle of that, I was buying a house. So that was huge.
A big one. You bought a house this year.
Bought a house. That's been a whole lot of fun.
Awesome.
You got to go on a couple trips with my dad. During sabbatical, we did a week in Rio de Janeiro. Yep. Brazil. Earlier in the year in March, spent a week in France. And those are just two of my new favorite
world travel
places ever. Let's see. What else? Honestly, my birthday. Weirdly enough, last minute was like, last year, I don't know if you're ever supposed to admit this. Last year was kind of a milestone one for me. You got your 60th coming up, but last year was like kind of a milestone for me that was just like...
You turned 25?
And it was, it was nice, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But this year, like last minute, like Hope put together, and shout out to Hope and Micah, like put together literally the day before. She's like, what are you doing for birthday? I was like, I don't know. Like I'm flying to Greenville next weekend. She's like, let's do something. And I mean, it just ended up being one of the most life-giving nights for those that were able to come. Like we all went to, a restaurant in the city and sat outside, and there were heaters, but it was just, I don't know, it was just like one of those nights that was like life-giving.
Yeah.
I've just loved I've loved our community this year. Even just a housewarming party. Just like
that was fun.
That was so fun. Just like getting to just hang out with everybody. On the book front, I finished 2 new books.
That's crazy. You actually are announcing that, huh?
And so, I don't know.
You're starting the process.
I'm starting the process. I'm not going to announce what they are yet, and maybe I did. One of them don't remember. So I don't know.
I don't think you did.
I don't know if they'll.
You did. Let's just put it this way. You did about 78,000 hours of writing this year.
I did a lot of writing.
Like now that you have a house, I really think you're not going to be able to write as much. I could be wrong.
You think so?
I don't know.
Or will I stay home and write more?
You might.
Yeah.
I don't know. You did a lot of writing this year.
I mean, I took a half day off, first half of today, and wrote for an hour.
Wow.
So we'll see. We'll see what comes out next year. But one of those books was kind of something I've been working on for a while. Another one was honestly very therapeutic, just kind of like very therapeutic.
That's cool.
And was actually one of my highlights of the year. Was losing myself in that process.
All right, nice little teaser there.
We'll see. But yeah, those are some of my favorite things. Yeah,
it's good.
I don't know.
Well, you bought a house. That was a big deal.
So that was a big deal. Yeah,
and sabbatical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very fortunate. Very
That's
fortunate.
awesome.
Was a great year. But yeah, so that's some of the church highlights, personal highlights. If you're listening, we'd love to know, what stood out to you this year? Mm-hmm. What special things happened? If you're anything like me, it can be so easy. Like maybe you're listening to this and it's been a tough year and you're like, oh, well, good for y'all. All that sounds great. But what I've learned is no matter how great your year or bad your year, it can just be easy to focus on all that went wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Or all that you still want to happen. Mm-hmm. And there is something really powerful about sitting down. Because I think when I sat down to do this year, I probably was having a moment where I think if I remember right, wasn't having a great day, or I was just thinking about things that are going wrong or whatever. But then once I sit down to write it all out, I'm like, oh, man, you just realize, God's always doing more than I realize. I always have way more to be thankful than I remember that I do. And
I agree. I think we could cherry pick all the bad moments.
Yeah.
And that can become the banner for your year.
Yes.
And the headline. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've had plenty of hard moments too this year. We're not going to get on the microphone and celebrate those.
Right. Yeah.
But I think in our minds, we tend to put those things on repeat.
Yeah.
We tend to hit replay.
Yeah.
And we can be tempted to just kind of settle into all the negative things that didn't go the way we wanted to, the shape that we're not in, to whatever, I think I'm always surprised when I go, oh yeah, I got to go do that. Oh, that happened. Oh, that happened. And then like you said, you say it all out loud and you're like, that's a good year.
Yeah, that's a good year.
There's some great things that happen. And I think that's probably true for most. I'm not going to say everybody, but I think that's hopefully true for most of us, is that there's a lot of really good things that happen. There's sometimes really hard things that happen.
Yeah.
And we just got to learn not to focus on the hard things. We got to walk through them all. And so I think the best thing you can do is like this, just sit down and kind of just recount what you had for a year.
I love that.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Sometimes people will throw out as an accusation, like sometimes spouses will say this to their spouse or parents to their children, like, you have selective hearing or you have selective memory.
Yeah.
Here's the truth. I heard somebody say this one time. We all have selective memory.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of selective memory you have will determine whether you have joy or not.
Yeah.
And some of us just have selective memory on the bad.
Select the right memories.
Yeah. So choose, and that's kind of not be all Bible, but that's what Paul said in Philippians 4:8, right? Like, whatever things are praiseworthy, think on those things.
Yep.
Have selective memory. Have selective focus.
That's what today is. Philippians 4:8. That's what
Philippians
we're doing.
4:8.
That's what we're doing.
And so make your own Spotify Wrapped. If you're listening, Spotify is going to tell you the best songs of the year that you listen to, the whatever. Only you can sit down and select the best memories of the year.
Yeah.
The best moments of the year.
Yeah.
So that's our Spotify Wrapped. On a kind of a depressing note, but tradition. We do this every year. In memoriam.
Yeah.
In memoriam. It's always kind of crazy to look at
Dude, I remember
some of the people that passed, and I'm going to go through a few. Really, I mean, there's about 100 names here. I'm going to go through in some of these.
Some of the big names, right?
Yeah, the ones I know: Gene Hackman, Robert Redford, Diane Keaton. Val Kilmer. Isn't that crazy?
Kilmer.
These are the people that passed this year. Michelle Trachtenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, June Lockhart, Richard Chamberlain,
Ozzy
Osbourne. There's a lot of these musicians that I wouldn't know. How crazy is this? Hulk Hogan?
Oh, Hulk Hogan.
George Foreman, Jane Goodall.
Ryan Sandberg.
Yep.
He was a pitcher, right?
James Watson. I don't know if you know who that is. James Watson, Nobel laureate, structure of the DNA.
No, I know who James Watson is.
But I don't know if you know this. I think James Watson was from Greenville.
Oh, really?
Greenville, South Carolina. I think they have like a statue of him downtown.
Oh, wow.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, we got Dick Cheney. Of course.
That's right. That was a big one they just recently had the funeral for.
I mean, probably the biggest name this year would be Charlie Kirk, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy. It's got 8 or 9 names. It's just interesting to look in literature, 8 or 9 in politics, science, sports, a ton in music, a ton in entertainment and arts. But it's so interesting.
You know, it is one of those kind of. Here's what's always a little sobering about this: is a lot of times you see names of people that when you were young, you watched their movies, and they were somewhat young, maybe not to you at the time, and it's just this kind of eerie reminder that life is limited, that like we all are going to have a date with destiny. And that, like, it's just that sobering reminder that life is short, it's fragile. You know, I think a lot of times these names disappear from, you know, when they're young and they're popular and they're in the press and all that. And then they disappear because they get a little bit older and then they die and you're like, whoa, what? It's like, I remember watching them. I grew up with them. Or, you know what I mean? And it's just shocking. But it is just a sobering reminder of like, wow, this is like.
But I mean, yeah, like when I'm a kid, like Hulk Hogan's.
Oh yeah,
he's immortal. He's larger than life. He's like, eat your vitamins and say your prayers, and he's like, it is so weird.
Hopefully he was immortal.
Hopefully he was. Yep.
It seemed like he was a follower of Jesus, so hopefully he was.
Crazy. Okay. But when this comes out, it's January 2nd. We're about to go into something. I'm one of those people that actually love the new year.
Why do you love the new year?
It's a fresh start.
Yeah.
It's a fresh start.
I do too. There's a part of me that likes that. I'm like, okay, all the things that it's like, I didn't, you know, you've been telling yourself for a while, okay, I'm going to start doing these habits that I kind of let go toward the end of the year. It is like a little bit of the motivation that you need. There's something weird about flipping that calendar.
Yep.
That's like, okay, let's go.
Yep. I'm excited about it. Couple little trivial things before we go and set our face towards 2026 that maybe no one listening cares about, but this is the nerd in me. I always think about these things. Books, TV shows, movies from 2025 that you remember stand out. You love.
Well, TV shows, I gave you some of them that you maybe watched. The Beast
in Me,
was
All Her Fault.
All Her Fault was.
I was going back. Those two are amazing. Some from earlier this year that fell in love with Severance.
Yep.
Your friends and
Love
neighbors.
Severance.
You did not.
Love
you
it.
were the one person that didn't like Severance.
No, I'm not the only one.
Of course, I mean, the biggest thing that broke the internet this year, Stranger Things, first volume of season 5. Actually, all of them by now.
Pretty boring.
Dropped. And then Drops of God. So good.
I
told
haven't
you about
watched
that.
that.
You
told me.
got to watch Drops of God.
Only
show I've ever seen that got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So
100% rating.
I can't remember. This is the bad thing because I feel like there were other shows earlier in the year and I can't just remember. Oh, so my wife and I, we watched one season of this just because it's a lot and there's a lot of other things. But F1, that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Like
saw the movie.
But the series is really good. It's different than the movie. The movie was good, but the series is different. F1, I thought that that was a fascinating series. And I was going to say, this is funny because we never really watched this show, but it almost kind of became it. I don't know. Maybe it's just in different circles, but culturally, it just was hitting in our circle, and that was Dancing with the Stars. Like, we never watched that show. I think my daughters watched it, got my wife into it, and then then it feels like everybody is watching it, and we watched some of that. This was the year that Wicked Part 2 came out. So I saw that. We see a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I see a lot of movies. You see a lot. You see more.
Yeah.
I see a lot. You see even more.
I don't know if you remember this. I wrote down a couple of the movies that we got to see. The thing that me and you saw is we saw.
Are they appropriate?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
We saw the new Jurassic Park.
We did.
We saw the new Jurassic Park. I think we saw. I know we both saw F1. I don't know if we saw it together.
No, we didn't see it together.
But
F1 was good.
We saw Ballerina.
No,
the
yeah,
John
we did.
Wick
John
movie.
Wick one. John Wick. Is that was actually like a spinoff?
Yes,
he was in it, but it wasn't the main character.
So good. I saw The Gorge. Was an Apple show with Anya
that.
Taylor-Jones. It was or Joy or whatever. That was so good. The new Mission Impossible was big, but I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
You never saw this. I don't know that you like it, but Big Bold Beautiful Journey with Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie. So good. The Long Walk. Several movies this year based off Stephen King. The Long Walk, Life of Chuck, was so good. The Drop. Trap with what's his face, Josh Hartnett, Flight Risk, Fight or Flight. The new Naked Gun came out, was hilarious. Any other movies you remember?
I I could pull up and look, but we saw a lot of movies. I don't know if they were. I mean, half the time I felt like we were going to see movies that were just for entertainment. That weren't like ones that we really, really wanted to see. But some of them were surprisingly good. I'm trying to see if I can.
While you're doing that, there's something kind of on I don't know if it's personal level, but more of a church level that I mentioned the other day, but didn't mention here. But I just want to give a shout out to Sam and Tisha.
Okay.
Part of the highlight of the year at church was 2 new incredible hires.
Yeah.
And we hired Samantha Eubank to lead our Inspired ministry for women at the church, and we hired Tisha Smith over Circles, and she's part of our discipleship and connections team, and they're both amazing.
I can't say it. I thought maybe like through this app it would tell me all the movies that I saw. You know what I mean?
It did show it,
and it doesn't show it. I was like, oh, that would be helpful. I like I said, I can't remember.
One last little thing.
Yeah.
Books. Have you found yourself on the years that you're writing, releasing books, that it's harder to read them?
Maybe. I mean, I listen to a lot, so
yeah, you do listen to a lot.
I mean, they're a little bit all over the place, and they're not the kind of books people would want to listen to.
Most of yours this year are probably science.
A lot of them are, and some were for something that I did. But one of the books I enjoyed was by Michael Heiser called Demons. This is one I haven't done his on angels yet, but on demons, that one was kind of interesting. I read a few books by Alex Hormozy. You probably have you read any of his books? So
no.
they were just kind of engaging, just interesting. There's
cool.
$100 million offers, $100 million lead. Henry Cloud, Why I Believe. That was from this year.
You that was so good.
That was from this year.
I think I read that last year.
A book that we kind of promoted with a series. I probably would have first read it maybe the year before, was The Psychology of Money.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really good book.
Such a good
You know, I'm trying to think. Was this last year? I think it was the year before that Reconnected came out. Was that the year before?
That was the year before.
Okay.
Yep.
I couldn't remember. And then there's just a myriad of other books that I'm not going to bother naming.
Yep.
Okay. I don't.
They're just too
God and Stephen Hawking, 7 Days That Divided the World. These are Noah's Flood Revisited, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, it goes on. Icons of Evolution, The Comprehensive Guide to Science and Faith, AI 2041. There's just Darwin Devolves. Like, these are a lot of the books. I mean, I just consume books like that.
Mm-hmm. You love them.
Yeah. So that's on top of some of the other ones. Quiet. I read that book.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, you finish it?
Yep.
Haven't finished yet. This year's probably my worst year ever of starting books, not finishing them. This actually was the first year, maybe since elementary school or early middle school, that I read more fiction than nonfiction.
Wow.
I don't know, because I was just, every spare moment I was writing.
Yeah.
And I just, I told you in my my review, I don't know if this is too honest, I was like, I got so burnt out on just some of the and I usually
I'm kind of burnt out on the same thing that you were talking about,
like leadership books. Like,
yeah,
I mean, and I usually have a decent mix of, like, you know, finance, health, culture, spirituality, leadership, like, you know, science here and there, like. But this year, I read Josh Nadeau. That was so good for my soul while I was on sabbatical. He's the creator of The Sword and the Pen or whatever on Instagram. On Instagram.
Yeah.
And his book, he reads a lot like as if G.K. Chesterton and Donald Miller had a baby. Like, it's very just, I don't know, just so good. And it's called Room for Good Things to Run Wild or something like that. And it was just so good. But besides that,
You wrote books, you didn't read them.
Yeah, I wrote books.
Let's be honest.
And then I read a lot of Stephen King.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm supposed to admit
I
that,
read a lot of the Bible.
You read a lot of the Bible.
I don't know.
I mean, you know, I read the Bible in the morning, but like I read 11/22/63, Billy Summers. I'm about to by the time this comes out, I would have finished Fairy Tale. They came out in 20. Weirdly enough, all the books I'm reading are not his horror books. He has way more like another Stephen King movie I saw this year based on a Stephen King book. Nope. The Running Man.
Oh, yeah.
That's based on people don't realize how many books come out that are not, or movies come out that are not horror movies, but that are based on his books. Like, it's crazy. He has over 60 books, all of them worldwide bestsellers. It's just Like
wow. Can you imagine what he's worth?
Crazy.
And selling the rights of those to movies. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
But anyways, Ben, okay, we should talk about this. I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
You have any crazy vision personally for 2026? You have any crazy goals or themes or thoughts?
I'm still probably formulating them. We're recording this a bit before January 2nd. So I think part of it is, last year was just getting through releasing a book. And then after that, you just kind of, and I've been terrible about follow-up ever since. And I told you, I'm so bad about it. I'm the worst person ever for trying to actually get a book out there. And, when you release it, I'm just the worst. So I think probably since that happened, I've just been decompressing where you're not this. But I'm feeling really inspired to pick back up the book that I was writing to finish it.
Really?
Yeah. There's a few reasons for that. And so I'm.
What are they?
Well, it's something that that particular book I think can become I don't know how to say this, it could become a little bit more of a ongoing resource for our church and with other things that we could put with it. There's some things I think with it that we talk about all the time as part of anybody's spiritual development and growth that I think it kind of addresses and in my experience with it. So I'm feeling kind of like a pull. I didn't know how I'd feel pausing that and doing this, but I'm kind of been feeling a pull to I want to dive back in and get that book finished. And so I think probably there's also I don't know if I'm going to do this. So there's a school program that I've been doing on apologetics and something that I was able to get a scholarship, whatever, for it. I did one semester of it this past year while I was releasing the book, which was just a lot. I don't know, tell you, just it just consumes your mind out. It's like one of those things where you have deadlines, you have assignments that you have to turn in. I had multiple books that you're supposed to be reading while it's going on. You have forum that you have to get on and post multiple times a week that you have to engage. There's videos you have to watch. So it was like adding school on top of everything else. I'm really fascinated by it. It's supposed to pick back up here probably in January. And I think it's like a 2-year, kind of certificate basis. I really wanted it for the knowledge, the information. So I'm probably going to pick that back up, but I think, and then I've got a course that I'm kind of working on, but I think probably the personal piece that's in front of me might be actually trying to finish writing this other book.
That's cool.
In the year.
For 2020.
Well, if I finished it in this year, I wouldn't release it until the following year, I'm sure. So that's probably my guess is so that's probably for me personal. What I feel, I'm feeling pulled to. I got a project that I started. It's probably 30% written. It's I want to go back.
Yeah.
And part of me wants I think it's something that it could be valuable. Yeah. For at least our church and I think maybe other people in a spiritual journey, and it's a little bit different angle and something that So that's kind of for me. What about you? Anything that I know you're talking about releasing possibly. So and you've got 2 books that are in the tank. Yeah. That you're going to start that process or are starting it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll release both of them next year or not. There's one in the spring, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Here's what I'm finding. I'm just telling you, and you've done as well. I think I want more runway than I did last time. And I say that, and then I thought I had more runway. I still don't have the audiobook finished. I recorded half of it from Don't Wing It. I'm trying to get myself motivated to get back in, because I usually come in early in the morning on my days off. I usually come in the office here. I use a microphone like a setup. So I want to do it when no one's around. Try doing it for a few hours at a time. And so that's I want to get that done. That I will get that done. That's if I can. I want to get that done. I'd like to get that released probably early in 26 if I can. The audible version of that book. Working on possibly even a young adult / whatever curriculum. With some other people on that for developing it. So I do have that kind of in the works that I'm working on, and
I love it.
So people like you and me we're just
Maybe
wired to create. I don't know any other way. I think I'd say not just wired, but at times I have to be both wired and inspired.
Yes. That's a great way to put
it. I'm wired to create. If I'm not inspired, then I have an internal tension and a fight with myself.
Yes.
I feel like I'm not doing what I probably should be doing, even though that's probably not healthy all the time.
That's a great way to put it. It's very true.
So I think for me, when inspiration strikes, then there's just this fuel. Like I've got to do this.
Yeah.
And so I felt a little tinges of that, like twinges, that would be the word of that, like kind of sparking. Like, man, I really want to go back. I really like how it started. I want to go back and throw myself into it. It's just I'm trying to get motivated after releasing a book. It's just well, it's so hard to pick back up and go.
And you had trouble getting remotivated before you started writing this other one.
With that one, yeah, it was just such a. It's kind of a really challenging book to write, probably. I guess. There's a good mix of personal experience, but also wanting it to be helpful, and it's I don't know.
Yeah,
it was a. I feel like there was a headwind, maybe even spiritual headwind. Who knows? I don't want to say it, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit inspired that I really want to. I do. I really would. I would love it if I could complete that.
I love that
in this year that we're in.
And I won't give a teaser to what your book's about, but kind of related. Honestly, one of my other highlights of the year, because somebody that maybe would help us on some of our books, is I saw a therapist a few times this year. It was very, very helpful. It's a lady that used to be part of our church.
Yeah,
I've had Dr. West, life coach, and different people, but that was like a new, helpful, personal. I don't know angle. I throw that out there sometimes because I know we're celebrating some of the highlights of the year, wins, but I would just say anybody listening, if you have stuff you're coming out of the year that you feel like you need to process, do it. It's so helpful to process your life.
Yep.
Things going on in your life with people. But yeah, I have a whole I started earlier this month.
You should only have one or two things on that list.
Yeah, for me, it's I have a lot, but I think for me, what's more important usually is not even just the things, but more of internal.
Oh yeah.
What's the theme? Yeah. What internally, God, what are you speaking? Who do I need to become? It sounds cliche, but what?
Yep.
And so I have a lot of that I do have to find a way to distill, because there's a lot of I had a couple pages. I mean, there's some very practical things that, here are goals.
Yeah.
And books have to do with some of that, have some financial goals, have some health goals, have some, I feel like I may have run a half marathon, but I feel like I've put on all the weight in the world these last 2-3 months. But yeah, I got a lot of internal stuff that maybe towards the end of January after the fast and after I've had time through December to process, we can circle back.
Yeah, I need the fast to be able to help get me the direction that I want. The one thing I am remembering, is my list of my letter that is going to be coming back to me at the end of this coming year.
Whoa, me and 3.
Oh yeah, I literally have thought about. There's certain things on that. I've marked off some. I had some health and some other things that I feel like not quite there. And so that's constantly in the back of my mind. Wow. I'm like, I have until this end of this next year to be, certain things that I put on there. I really didn't want to go back. I took a picture of it. We told people, I was like, take a picture of it, send it in. But we're going to send those things out probably in the fall, for people so that you can see it. So cool. And so just kind of hey, what did I put in front of me that I wanted to accomplish in 3 years, or what did I want to be, or what, did those things happen? Did I? So that's kind of on the back of my burner for this coming year. Making sure that I end the year.
I love that.
In that posture. So,
well, when this comes out, it's January 2nd. January 5th, if you're part of our church community, we begin one of our few traditions, one of our few rhythms, call it that, 21 days of prayer and fasting. 21 days really is just a number we get. It's a special number in Scripture, but also we see certain fasts that happen over the course of 21 days. It's 3 weeks, and they say, depending on who the expert is, it can take 21 days to build a habit. And so take 21 days to starve distraction, turn the volume down on the flesh a little bit, volume down on the noise, and really posture our hearts towards the year. And, I've had people ask, like, well, why the beginning of the year? Like, really fasting is about drawing closer to Jesus. And I just think in Scripture there's different kinds of fasts.
Yep.
And I think Jesus does he does leave the implication that we would have a ongoing rhythm of fasting throughout the year. But there's something powerful about the way you begin something. And beginning a year was saying, God, I'm asking you specifically in this fast to do some miracles. I'm asking you specifically to give me breakthrough this year. I'm seeking you for this year. I'm seeking you for direction. I'm seeking you for guidance. I'm seeking you for unashamedly for blessing. There's this psalm that I love. I used to write at the beginning of each year. It says, you crown the year with your goodness and the paths drip with abundance. You used to pray that at the beginning of every year. God, crown this year with your goodness. Let paths drip with abundance. You're praying this year. I want your protection. I want your favor. I love old Jensen Franklin. We may not see everything eye to eye, but there's a prayer he says he prays every morning. I love it. He says he prays every morning, God, for supernatural wisdom, anointing, and favor with God and man.
Yep.
And
I think it's great. And I think it's a great way. Like, people are already thinking reset. I think it's a great way to reset yourself spiritually.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'll speak for myself. Sometimes toward the end of the year, I get a little lazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes toward the end of the year, I find myself both physically and all that, and there's so much going on. You feel distracted.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why I think I like the New Year so much. And I really like it a lot more with this rhythm.
Yeah.
Because it just helps you refocus your mind, your spirit, your body. And by saying no to, again, I know it's in food, there's something about, like you said, I like the word starving distraction. Food, I know, although maybe isn't intended to be a distraction, but if we're probably honest in America, a lot of people, it is a distraction. And I think it's a piece of discipline that it creates.
Yep.
There's a piece of, like, creating a rhythm with God through discipline of saying, I'm not going to do this. And there's a lot of different ways, and there's different fasts. There's people who do Daniel fast.
And we'll have resources.
You can fast, like, drinks, or you could fast sugar, or you could fast meat, or you could fast, whatever. I think the biggest thing I would just encourage you to do is, I think for me, I'm always trying to, and I think it's a bad habit to always go, okay, well, I did this last year, so I got to up it. However, I just want to I want something to be a little bit of a challenge.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to be like, okay, I'm going to fast breakfast every day if you never eat breakfast. There are people who do fasts, and I've done them before, where you do, like, it's kind of the Jewish fast where you don't eat until, like, what would have been sundown, or you don't eat until, like, the end of the day, or till dinner time.
Yeah.
You fast. Yeah. But I would just also encourage you that if you want to join in and do this, like, again, it's like, pick a fast that will maybe challenge you, and I think if you have a dependence on something, like, for some people I know fast coffee because they just feel like they have such a dependence on coffee.
Yeah.
Now, that may not be for you. And so I think it could be something like that. It could be foods. It could be whatever. But then I think try to supplement, like, really add.
Yeah.
I think it's like taking away one thing, but add something. Don't just take something away. Otherwise, you're just making yourself suffer.
You're just starving.
Yeah, you're starving yourself. Like, try to add. And so, it's like, okay, if I'm going to fast breakfast and lunch, like, can you find moment in either of those or in lunch to go, hey, for 15 minutes at each one of these, I'm going to get away and I'm going to just pray. I'm going to, God, seek him for direction. God, here's what I'm struggling with. God, I need your help. You'd be surprised it could change every day. It's like, okay, Monday, I'm just going to spend it just being grateful.
Yep.
Think of everybody. Tuesday, I'm going to pray for my family, my friends, people who don't know him. I have them on my prayer list.
Yep.
Wednesday, it could be, who do you know that's hurting, that physically, mentally, emotionally needs a touch from God? Yep. Give yourself some kind of, like, method that will help you and create a rhythm.
Yeah.
And so that's why I just think it's a beautiful thing to give God the first, right? We talk about giving God the first of your best.
Yeah.
And I think giving God the first of your year, I think it sets the tone for the rest of the year. It doesn't mean, you can fast other times. Fasting is a practice to put in your life. We do it. I fast when especially if I have big decisions to make, and if there's certain things in my life that I'm really wanting God to move in, and so we'll have moments where hey, let's fast, and you want to get together and pray. We've done that numerous times throughout the year. I think this is one where it's seeking direction.
I love that.
For God in your life. So join in January 5th. It kicks off. In fact, you have a couple days this Sunday coming up. We'll just kind of set the tone. So be at church and have a perfect attendance record for the first of the year.
And then, like you said, just create moments for God to pour in personally and corporately. Yeah. So obviously, I'm a big believer just making Sundays a non-negotiable. But as well, during these times of prayer and fasting, we have a prayer night. We have a worship night.
Yeah.
Getting in those atmospheres of the presence of God while you're fasting is really powerful.
Big. That's awesome.
But Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And
let's make it a great one.
Send us in your Spotify Wrapped of your life, whatever you feel comfortable. Let us celebrate with you the highlights of 2025. And let us know how we can be praying and believing for you big things in 2026. Thanks, as always, for being part of the journey, and we will see you next week.
Hey guys, it's Russ. Thanks so much for listening. We really believe if we can get around tables instead of behind screens, if we can talk to each other instead of at each other, we can make the world better. To help us do that, here are a few things you can do to help. First, if you haven't yet, leave a review on Apple or Spotify and hit subscribe on YouTube. This helps more than you know. Also, if you have been impacted by the community out of which this podcast comes, that's X Church. Maybe you're local or you've been touched by the messages and impact across the country, even the world. I want to encourage you to support this work. A powerful life principle is to invest in the people and places that invest in you. And so I want to invite you to do that right now by going to thex.church/give. You can give a one-time small gift, a sacrificial gift, or even become a recurring partner. Together, let's keep elevating the conversation, thinking higher, loving deeper, and making the world better. Cheers.